Hey, it's getting more ridiculous. Right? The voice of Baron. And it's now top of the hour of 3 p.m. And it's time we have about 3 p.m. news. Alright. Keep it locked on to the Queen for a song with FM 99.9.
Welcome to WFM's 3 p.m. news. I am your presenter, Narissa Bostwick. On the local scene, St. Vincent and the Grenadines is currently advancing 49 digital transformation projects. This is according to Winston George, project manager of CAR DTP SVG, speaking at the launch of a cybersecurity awareness campaign on Monday. George said the projects aim to make doing business easier for citizens and the companies through digital technologies, services laws, and addressing cyber resilience in the banking system. He stressed that cybercrime is real and outlined initiatives to equip vulnerable groups. These include Swipe Safe, teaching cyber hygiene to children ages 8 to 12 through games, and the Safe Her Online, which will help women and girls combat digital gender-based violence. George is encouraging everyone to get involved and share campaign messages across media platforms. The Ashley Lashley Foundation, in collaboration with the Ministry of Tourism, Civil Aviation, Sustainable Development and Culture, officially opened a 2-day workshop titled Community-Driven Strategies for Stability and Resilience at the Holiday Inn Express and Suites earlier today. The workshop is part of a regional project supported by the United States government and aims to strengthen climate resilience by placing decision-making power directly in the hands of communities most affected by climate change. The initiative began in Grenada last month and will also be carried out in St. Lucia with the goal of developing practical toolkits and recommendations for regional governments while building a network of resilience leaders across the Caribbean. According to a report by the Agency for Public Information, API, Ashley Lashley, Executive Director of the Ashley Lashley Foundation, in her opening remarks, reflected on the devastation caused by the 2021 La Soufrière eruption and Hurricane Beryl in 2024, stressing the importance of community-driven approaches. She noted that while many Caribbean countries have developed national adaptation plans, they often look good on paper, but do not work in reality because farmers, fisherfolk, women, youth, and persons with disabilities are excluded from the process. Lashley added that resilience in the Caribbean is not just about individual nations, it is a collective strength that binds us together, emphasizing the need for action rather than promises in order to achieve true climate justice for the region. The workshop continues through September 4th, with sessions designed to capture the lived experiences of those most directly impacted by the climate crisis here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines and the wider Caribbean. Police have charged 3 residents of Stubbs with theft and attempted theft. They are Nathaniel Jackson, a 57-year-old retired businessman, Rhea Jackson, a 52-year-old retired administrator, and Julian Jackson, an 18-year-old student. According to police, investigations reveal that between August 15th and 28th this year, the accused stole 5 boxes of beehives valued at AC $4,000, 12 beehive frames valued at AC $500, 4 grills valued at AC $500, and 4 beehive covers valued at AC $500, the property of a resident of Stubbs. They were further charged with intent to commit the offense of theft by picking up an empty green beehive box. The defendants appeared before the Caliacon Magistrate Court on Tuesday, September 2nd, and pleaded not guilty to the charges. They were granted bail in the sum of EC $2,500 each with 1 surety, and were ordered to surrender all travel documents. Stop notices were placed at all ports of entry. The matter was adjourned for trial on September 28. On to regional news. Nearly 2.1 million Jamaicans are going to the polls today to elect a new government, with the incumbent Jamaica Labour Party, JLP, seeking an unprecedented third consecutive term in office. Political observers say that despite there being 189 candidates, including 53 women representing 4 political parties and several independents, the race is a straight fight between the JLP and the main opposition People's National Party, PNP, for control of the 63-seat parliament. The Jamaica Progressive Party, JPP, has entered candidates in 47 constituencies, while 7 nominees will represent the United Independents Congress, UIC. In the 2020 general election, the JLP won 49 seats, but opinion polls predict a much tighter race this time around. The Electoral Office of Jamaica said the 7,294 polling stations at 2,153 locations across the island will be open from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., with the preliminary results expected a few hours later. Last Friday, special voters, including members of the security services and the election day workers, cast ballots, with the Electoral Office of Jamaica indicating that 25,938 out of a total of 45,455 did so. The size of the voters list in Guyana was among primary issues raised heading into Monday's election. The Caribbean Community CARICOM Election Observation Mission said as it recommended that extensive work and even re-registration be done to clean the list ahead of future elections. The CARICOM Observer team has been in Guyana since August 26th, observing the electoral process, and according to its Chief of Mission, Josephine Tammy, the size of the voters list was a primary concern raised by the majority of stakeholders, including political parties that were engaged by the mission. In addition to the names of eligible voters residing in Guyana, the list of electors, which totals more than 757,000 names, contains the names of Guyanese residing abroad and the names of deceased persons. GCOM, in its meetings with the Observer Mission, explained that the names of Guyanese residing overseas cannot be removed from the list of electors, and the legal provisions are in place to remove the names of the deceased with assistance from the General Registration Office, the Guyana Police Force, and the Ministry of Health. According to News Source Guyana, Tammy was keen on pointing out that while the country, according to the last census report, has approximately 800,000 people, the voters list has more than 750,000 persons listed. She said it is clear to see that from those numbers, the list is high. And finally in the news at this hour, a court in the northern Indian state of Rajasthan has sentenced a man to death for burning alive his wife, whom he reportedly regularly taunted over her skin color. In her dying statement, the wife, identified as Lashmi, said her husband, Kishan Lal, who was also referred to in court documents as Kishandas, routinely taunted her for being dark-skinned and would rebuke her over her dark complexion. On the night of June 24, 2017, he handed her a bottle with a liquid, claiming it was a medicine to make her skin fairer. When she complained that it smelled like acid, he set her ablaze, the court document said. Judge Rahul Chowdhury described the act as falling under the rarest of the rare category, calling it a crime against humanity. This has been WFM's 3 p.m. News. I have been your presenter, Narissa Bostwood, saying thank you for listening. Our next newscast will be presented at 5:30 p.m. Be sure to join us then.
Death is a fact of life. Even though death is a fact of life, that doesn't make it any easier. When dealing with the loss of a loved one, you may try to be strong, but it's really hard sometimes. But that's just when the experience of the staff at New Haven Funeral Home can demonstrate their compassion and help to guide your family through the difficult time. So in your time of loss, call the New Haven Funeral Home at 1830 or 458-1467 or email newhavenfuneralhome@gmail.com. New Haven Funeral Home, SVG's preferred funeral home.